One day, Percy was standing at the junction. He had a long goods train which he was taking to Tipnef, but he had to wait for Henry to pass or a passenger train before he can go on. Henry was late, but the sun was warm and Percy didn't mind. At last, Henry arrived.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to wait for ages for the connection of the other railway. Do you know that there are goods trains on the other railway that don't even have brake vans? It doesn't sound right, does it? I'm glad to see you still got yours.
The signal dropped. Henry thought he'd better go.
Must make up for lost time. Goodbye.
A goods train? With no brake van? Said Percy. Later, Percy told his driver what Henry had said. His driver laughed and explained. Goods trains on the other railway have special brakes. Like passenger trains in Henry's flying kipper, they don't need brake vans. Your trucks just have couplings. So they need brakes at each end of the train in case the coupling snaps. You know what stupid things trucks are? They did it to James and Gordon's Hill, remember? Pah! Scuffed Percy. He thought he knew better than James.
I know how to keep my trucks in order. What's good enough for the other railway is good enough for me.
I don't need a stupid old brake van. Don't be so silly, Percy, said his driver.
But Percy took no notice. It would have been better if he had.
Come on, your driver says it's time for a nice hot washdown.
A few days later, Percy was shutting trucks at Brendam Docks. He was just completing his train by backing up to the brake van. When the shunter's attention was distracted, the shunter thought he'd coupled the brake van to the train, but he hadn't. The guard blew his whistle and Percy set off quickly, hoping to get a good run up the hill leading to the main line. But the guard and his van were left behind. The guard waved and shouted, "Stop, Percy, stop!" But Percy couldn't hear. He was too busy climbing the hill. All might have been well if Percy hadn't started so quickly. Unfortunately, the jerk and weakened one of the couplings. The weight of the loaded trucks dragging behind him broke it. The last 4 trucks began running backwards down the hill toward Brendam Docks. "Ha ha! On! The silly trucks yelled. "Percy, your last 4 trucks are running away." "What?" "Never mind." The guard was sitting on the veranda of his brake van. He looked on in horror as the trucks rushed towards him. He ran quickly into his brake van and made sure the brake was on. Then he jumped clear, just in time. The trucks battered into the brake van with a resounding bump. The trucks had stopped. Percy noticed that he lost the tail end of the train. He backed onto his trucks. "Phew," said the driver. "You see, Percy, brake vans do have their uses, don't they?" And Percy had to admit his driver was right.
It's been a long day.